Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an airline pilot, and today we are going to do something special. So our sponsor, Si.AI, has just announced that they are now working together with Air Care Alliance for the good cause, and the full announcement is available on their website over here. Basically, Air Care Alliance is a real-world pilot alliance to offer their aviation services for the good. For example, bringing dogs to new shelters, bringing patients to their treatment, and so on. And Sane Intentions have now made available a pilot portal where you can fly ACA missions, and when you do that, they are going to donate 10% of the profit they make from your subscription to the good cause with Air Care Alliance. In my opinion, a really nice way of giving your flying some purpose, and also a really nice way to do something for the good. So we are going to do just that today, and I've already bidded for this flight up here for the Compassion 3103 from Portland to Seattle. Now we do have some mission parameters over here, and we also get our payload and stuff like that. And if we click on this, then we can see the details for the mission that I have booked. So you can see that our mission today is to transport Shannon Gates and Brian Barker together with a couple of puppies, Benny and Buster, along with the cat Sophie, from Portland to Seattle for foster care. Now, we do get all of those details over here. So I have picked an airplane that I found appropriate, 3 passengers and 3 animals, and I think the A2A Aerostar 600 is just about the right ride for this 112-mile trip. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get ready. There are a couple of nice features when flying these missions. Since Say Intentions is completely AI powered, you have the possibility to talk to your passengers en route, and you of course get full ATC for your mission. So let's go ahead, and now that we know what mission parameters we have, let's go right into SimBrief to start planning this one. So Charlie Mike Fox 3103 is going to be our call sign. So let's head over into SimBrief. We are going to use Charlie Mike Fox 3103 from PDX to Seattle, and our aircraft is going to be the Aerostar 600. So provided that we do have it available in SimBrief, we can take it right from down here. So that's our Aerostar 600 out at Portland. All of that is looking good. Well, we can somewhat change that, and that way we are basically getting a complete mission log here. We've got 3 passengers. Let's put every one of those dogs at 20 kilos, so adding an additional 60 kilos of freight down there. Then obviously you're gonna switch that over to pounds, since we are operating in the US over here. Okay, that's our route. I think that is perfectly acceptable for today's flight. Then let's go ahead and generate that flight so that we receive our final mission parameters. And here they are. 46 minutes flight in our Aerostar 600 at a planned altitude of 8,000 feet. 75% cruise profile over here. That is absolutely fine with me. So let's go ahead and close SimBrief again and start working on our mission. So let's get our Aerostar ready for today's flight. Gonna open up those doors. Chocks can already be removed. Then let's go ahead, do the walk around for our Aerostar over here. It's just such a nice plane. Really reminds me of how the real world operations work with ACA, with Air Care Alliance. Basically, it's pilots paying for the flights on their own, volunteering their own aircraft, and basically just an entire operation based on people volunteering and helping others. So really good cause that they have decided to support over here, and I can only support that. So by flying this flight, I did check in advance, because obviously I do have a free license over here, but I did check that yes, my flight is going to count, and also this particular flight that we are doing today is going to lead to a donation to ACA. So that's just about as good as it gets, isn't it? You get to pick whatever you are going to fly, and then they are going to do the donation for you for that flight. I really have to say I do like this. And likewise, I will donate any of the profits from this video as well. Okay, so that's completely full oil quantity, so let's go ahead, close that one again, and finally we are done with the walk around. Alright, cool. So let's get inside and let's go ahead and load our aircraft. So we can go right down here into the Aerostar app, then flight info, and well, fuel and payload, that's the important one. So we do have 3 passengers in the back, and well, I tell you what, I am just going to add those puppies onto seat number 3 over here, because I don't want to put them into the baggage compartment, huh? Let's also go ahead and refill our aircraft. So completely refueled, takeoff weight, 71 pounds. You haven't seen that, have you? We're doing something for the good cause after all. Alrighty. And with that done, let's go ahead and close this thing up. Here we go, closed, saved, and then let's go ahead and give this one a go. So starting with the before engine start checklist. Pre-flight's complete, passengers briefed, seatbelts secured, cabin door closed and locked, battery and ignition are off, landing gear switch is down. The gear itself is down as well, flaps are up, well, lever is up, the flaps themselves, the indicator needs power to work, so we have visually verified them to be up. The brakes are tested firm, flight controls, let's go ahead and test those real quick, are tested and free. So parking brake is set, switches all off. I'm gonna keep the beacon on though. So switches are set, then battery on, landing gear lock lights all on. Right, elevator and rudder trim down here are both neutral. Okay, hydraulic shutoff is open. Fuel looks good, checked. Low fuel warning is off. Circuit breakers down here are all in, looking good. Okay, altimeter and clock set, and that's the before engine start checklist complete. So I suppose we just have to turn on the avionics right now. We are using the GTN XI for our navigation suite today. So continue, and the nav database is up to date. Navigraph charts are synced. Continue, continue, and then waypoint info, airport. Let's see, Portland, frequencies, ATIS, and active.
TOS system test okay.
Oh yeah, that TOS test is definitely okay.
Wind 175 at 5. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, few at 1500 feet. Broken at 5500 feet. Broken at 9000 feet. Temperature 12. Dew point 9er. Altimeter 3024. Density altitude -600 feet. Aircraft parking is currently restricted due to ongoing maintenance activities. Advise on initial contact. You have information mic. Portland International Airport, information mic. 1853 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 10 left, 10 right, 3. Wind 175 at 5. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, few at 1500 feet.
Alright, I think the ATIS is on board now, information mic, so let's go ahead and call clearance to grab our IFR clearance. Compression 3103 is going to be our call sign, so let's give this a go. Portland delivery, Compassion 3103, request IFR clearance to Seattle.
Stand by, you're number 1.
Okay, they're working on it. So, refuel. And Safe.
Compassion 3103 cleared to Seattle. Radar vectors battleground, then is filed. Climb and maintain 8,000. Departure on 118.1 squawk 4656, and a change to your departure runway this time. You can expect runway 3.
Compassion 3103 is cleared to Seattle via radar vectors from runway 3, climb altitude 8,000, departure 118.1 squawk 4656. Is that read back correct, please?
Compassion 3103, read back correct. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Ground 121.9er, Compassion 3103. Okay, so that's looking good so far. Then we do have all that nice stuff on board. Then ground on 1219er. Like that. Alright, then let's go ahead and power her up. For that, we gotta shut the avionics down again. And then let's go right into the engine start checklist. But before we do any of that, let's quickly talk to our passengers, shall we? So, what's their name again? Xanon and Brian. Xanon, Brian, are you on board and strapped in?
Runway 19er is not available. Available runways are 10 left, 10 right, and 3. Please choose from these options.
Yeah, thank you. Now the big question, why is that going to my speaker instead of my headset? I suppose I'm not even gonna ask. Brian, are you on board and are the puppies strapped in so that we can start?
I can't help with that particular task, Emmanuel. Let me know if you need anything else.
Okay. I suppose that's pretty much a yes. We'll just assume so. We'll just definitely assume so. Okay, good. Then we are ready to go up here and we can commence our engine startup. So let's go for the engine start checklist. Props full forward, mixture, idle cutoff, throttles, cracked, battery, on, low fuel warning, out. Fuel selectors, cycle and listen. So let's just put that away. I suppose that sounds good. Okay then, right boost pump. On, right mixture. Full forward. Fuel flow is checked and right mixture back off again. Right starter engage. And here we go, good start on the right engine. So, throttle set for 1000, right fuel boost pump off, and gyro pressure up here is checked, right alternator switch on, and repeat for the left engine. Okay, so, that's gonna be boost pump on, mixture full forward, fuel pressure and fuel flow, mixture back to cutoff, let's add a little bit more fuel, and here we go with the starter. Okay. Left fuel pump off, left alternator on, and that's the B4. Well, that's the engine start checklist complete. Ew, what do I do now? No, put that away and put that right back here. Good. Okay then, power on, and let's find the Simbrieve, well, the Navigraph chart app. Here it is. Okay, so those are
Task.
alarms.
System test okay.
Thank you very much. Just don't make it too loud, please. So, unload that flight, and let's go ahead and import the current SimBrief flight, please. From Portland to Seattle, thank you very much. And view the flight plan. So, first waypoint, Bravo Tango Golf. That's Battleground, and from there we're gonna fly to Seattle. And then in Seattle we're gonna load the procedure. 16 right is planned at the moment, and we've got the Oscar Lima Mike 2 arrival. From Battleground. Runway 16 right, load arrival, and that's basically our entire route. Alright. We'll load the runway later on, because we do want to get going. So that is done, that is done. Well, temperatures obviously still have to rise a little bit. The engine is cold at the moment, that's fine. Alright, looking good. Then give me the flight plan down here, give me the map up here. Like that, transponder on. And we do need the flight ID down there as well, which we've got right up here, Charlie Mike Fox 3103. Okay, cool. So all of that is programmed. With that, we are basically ready to go.
Ground, SkyWest 3277, taxi to the gate. SkyWest 3277, taxi to parking via Bravo 4, Tango Kilo.
So standing up here at the in front of the US Customs. From there, we'll see where they're gonna taxi us. Portland ground 3103, request taxi.
Compassion 3103, runway 3 taxi via Whiskey Alpha Alpha 5 Kilo Echo, hold short of runway 10 right, then Echo 6.
Compassion 3103, taxi runway 3 via Whiskey Alpha Alpha 5 Kilo Echo Echo 6, hold short runway 10 right. Okay, so Whiskey Alpha. Yep, didn't mean to do that last one. So Whiskey Alpha. Alpha 5 Kilo Echo, and hold short, and thereafter later on Echo 6. Alright, that does make sense. Looking good. Then let's see. Well, we don't really have landing lights over here, so I suppose that's gonna be fine. In that case, parking brake is released, brakes checked and looking good. And then off we go to the right hand side. Ah, now I know why they don't let us taxi via Kilo the entire route. Alright, so here we are via Whiskey onto Alpha. With a little lag, of course, because we're in flight sim after all. Then off to the left hand side, all the way to Alpha 5, which from Whiskey is 2 taxiways further. 3 on the left, because there's still Victor ahead. Passing Alpha 4. So, already up at 30 knots. Let's start slowing her down a little bit, otherwise we can start to rotate in a moment. So, here's Victor, thereafter comes Alpha 5.
Ground, Horizon Air 209 or 1, taxi to parking.
20901, taxi to parking via Bravo 4 Tango.
Alright, here's Alpha 5 to the left.
Ryzen Air 20901.
And from there we go on to Kilo.
Roger, push back to American 2515.
Alright, so from Kilo we go on to Echo, which is after the end of the apron. Only that Embraer should definitely not be approaching in the front over there. Or is he turning anywhere? Well, he's doing the Russian pilot, driving drunk, but no offense intended to the Russians, by the way. At least not to the good Russians that are, you know, spending their life ordinarily and not conquering other countries. Okay. So not this one, but the next one's gonna be Echo. God, I love safe taxi.
Alaska 1136, taxi to parking via Alpha 4, Alpha 5
The
Kilo.
avionics seat in the Aerostar is just superb, isn't it?
Alpha 5 Kilo Tango, Alaska 1136.
Okay, so looking at the windsock, it's gonna be wind from the right, between 5 and 10 knots.
American 2515.
Then let's do a takeoff briefing here. Rotate at 82 and initial climb at about 110. We are going to be slightly behind the power curve though. The Aerostar just does fly that way. Otherwise, we continue straight ahead. Contact departure when advised, 18.1, and I've got nothing special, nothing non-standard. Initial climb 8,000, so all the way up. We don't have an altitude alerter though, so that is going to be a little bit of a threat here. Compassion 3103, request crossing runway 10 right. So here's 10 right.
3 cross runway 10 right, continue taxi via Echo to runway 3.
Cross runway 10 right, continue via Echo to Echo 3, compassion 3103. Okay, to runway 03, that's what he said. So we clear the cross, we clear on both sides, and then we can turn that strobe light on. Okay, so, to complete the takeoff briefing, we've got nothing special, nothing non-standard, and in case of emergencies, all runways are available. The wind is more or less light and variable, so we can come back any moment. Now, our guests on the back probably have their puppies ready by now. I don't really know why I can't ask them. That should theoretically work, but ain't gonna complain here. Okay, and then we just go to the full length and should be ready for departure any moment. Let's quickly check our SID charts here. Portland 3, give me that one. That way at least we've got a chart, you know. Here we go. So MSA 3.5 south of battleground, 6.2 north of battleground. That's 16.6, which we can set active. Here we go. Now we got that one as well. Set to VOR 1, 10 miles, looks about fine. Perfect. So let's initially switch over to VLOG.
Contact tower on 123.775. Have a good afternoon.
123775, compassion 3105. Portland Tower, compassion 3103, not ready for departure yet.
Compassion 3103, Portland departure. Can you repeat that?
Portland Tower, compassion 3103, we are not ready for departure yet. We call you when we are ready.
Compassion 3103, Portland Tower, roger. Let me know when you're ready for departure.
We'll go. Okay, so warm up and run up checklists, please. Park and brake is set. So warm up at 1000 RPMs, we've done that, and looking over here, the engine
Compassion
is
3103,
warm.
cleared for takeoff, runway 3, winds 170 at 5, altimeter 3024.
3024, and we need a few minutes. Compassion 3103. Okay, so engine temperature is checked, props full forward, mixture rich, throttle for 1500.
Compassion 3103, roger. Let me know when you're ready for departure.
Here we go, 1500.
Compassion
Engine
3103,
instruments
roger. Let me
checked,
know when you're ready for
alternator.
departure.
Yep. So alternator is looking good. Check for 28 volts. Now throttle set for 2100.
60 at 6, runway 10 left, cleared to land.
Cleared to land.
Look at how the aircraft is bouncing here. So 2100 RPMs. Props cycle 1000 RPM to a maximum of 4 times. So 1. 2. 3. And 4. Okay, so back up to 2100 RPMs. Then we can test the magnetos. Right. Both. Left. Both. Right. Both. Left. Both. Okay, gyro pressure is checked, and that's the warm-up and run-up checklist complete.
SkyWest 3317, contact ground.
Okay,
on
so before takeoff
121.9.
checklist. Cabin door. Closed and locked, especially important with the puppies on board. So, flight controls are completely free. Mixture full forward. Fuel selectors on and on. Alright, so props full forward. Boost pumps on. 1 and 2. Alright, instruments are checked. Radio set, flaps up. Trim set, pitot heat is on, and then we're ready to go. Compassion 3103, ready for departure. Still feels so strange not to say heavy.
Compassion 3103, runway 3, winds 170 at 5, fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff.
Fly runway heading, runway 3, cleared for takeoff, Compassion 3103. Alright. Lights on, transponder on alt, and we fly the runway heading. We are cleared for takeoff.
Horizon Air 2248, contact ground on 121.9er.
Horizon Air 2248.
Okay. Are you ready? Takeoff. Power is set. 80 knots, rotate. Positive climb, brakes, gear up. Yep, you can definitely feel that we are at the maximum takeoff weight. Of course, just at it, not above it, are we? Alright, now that we're building up speed, we're also getting a decent rate of climb. Perfect, that's what we're looking for. Alright then. So, after takeoff checklist...
Contact departure on 118.1.
118.1, compassion 3103. So for the climb checklist, maximum climb is at 122 knots, fuel pumps off at 1000 AGL, which we've got already. Then reduce power to 2424. And trim for between 122 to 160 knots. Okay, perfect. Portland departure, compassion 3203, passing 2500 on the runway heading.
Compassion 3103, Portland departure, negative radar contact. Please verify your squawking 7221 and your transponder is set to mode C.
Squawk 7221, compassion 3203. That is different from what they gave us at delivery.
Compassion 3103, Portland departure, radar contact. 19er south of Fisherman's Bay, seaplane base at 3100 feet. Lopez altimeter 3021. Climb and maintain 8000. Turn left heading 325. Vectors to battleground. Then as filed.
Altimeter 3021, left heading 325 to battleground thereafter as filed, compassion 3103. Okay, perfect. So we're inbound battleground thereafter as filed, and heading 325 should roughly get us there, should it? But we're so close to the station. Compassion 3103, please confirm, do you want us to fly direct to battleground? We were so close, hard to give a precise vector there.
Compassion 3103, affirmative. Fly direct battleground, battleground. Then as filed.
Thank you, direct battleground, then as filed, compassion 3103. Okay, we can easily do that. Now the weather does not look all that good up here, but I'm sure we will be able to handle it. In the meantime, direct to battleground, insert, and we can turn the GPS tracking active. We're also going to go for GPS tracking logic over here on the autopilot, and then I suppose we could just go for nav, attitude, and autopilot. That way the thing is just going to fly us along the route itself. Probably the best thing for us to do. Okay, cool. So with that, we're up and in the air. Now, as we're climbing, the manifold pressure is dropping. That is expected behavior. Let's make sure we keep that at 24, which is our climb thrust setting. And then let's have a look down here for our arrival airport. So, Seattle, weather. Currently 190 at 11, few 2500, 3020. That's all looking pretty good. Scattered clouds on 6000 over there, so should be much better weather over there in Seattle than it is right now here in Portland. Okay, good. So another 2000 feet to climb. Let's make a little bit of use of the time we've got here in the meantime to check that our arrival is actually correct. So, Navigraph charts, and we are looking at Seattle, Olympia 2 arrival. And that's coming in from Battleground towards Cougar. Then we continue to Olympia, and then via Lacey towards Arvad, Fort, and then probably going northbound after that. Yep, 344 vectors to Seattle. Alright, perfect. We can definitely do that. Now, I'm on a Cougar on a 330, what's that, 335 track. And I keep forgetting about it. We should be using heading mode here. It's just one of the specialties of the autopilot of the Aerostar. Alright, our throttles are now at full forward. Then with increasing altitude, let's also start reducing our mixture a little bit here. Don't want to do anything drastic, but you can immediately feel how the airplane's gaining a little bit of power from that. And we're now nicely going through the clouds. Unfortunately not going to be able to reach the tops. We're not going to go on top today, but that shall not be too much of a problem for us. So then Olympia VOR 13.4, we can tune that down here, 1134. Go active please. Switch that over to nav 2. 74 miles, ground speed 118. Once we're up at 8,000, which is going to be in a moment, that's going to increase quite rapidly. And then we've basically made it up to cruising altitudes. Just gonna go alt hold. Alright, cool. So back to attitude, just to bring the airplane down to 8,000 exactly, so that our transponder doesn't show anything weird to air traffic control. And here we go. Altitude hold. Alright, perfect. So with that, we are pretty much completely established in our cruise here. I am going to reduce our RPM slightly. Let's do cruise at 2222. Like that. Then we can quickly go ahead and lean it. So let's start leaning. EGT climbing. EGT stopping to climb. Let's add a little bit more. And here we go. Now the same on the right-hand engine. Right, that's peak. Adding a bit more mixture, and that's it. Alright, so let's go down to the trip planning and see how long this is gonna take. Half an hour en route. Alright then, I don't want to have you watching the airplane for half an hour straight, so I suppose I am going to see you as soon as we start our approach into Seattle. Alright my friends, you didn't hear it, but we just got left-hand turn onto heading 350.
3103, descend and maintain 5,000.
Now you've heard it. And a descent to 5,000. Compassion 3103, descend and maintain 5,000. Remember, we're unpressurized, so we gotta keep the rate of descent to 1,000 feet a minute or less over here. Something like that is looking great. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring up the descent checklist, please. Well, there isn't one, like, for real, but the approach checklist has a little bit of info on that. So, approach checklist. Boost pumps. On. Mixture. Full rich. A little bit high right now, but that's not going to be too much of a problem as we're already descending. Fuel select is on, and that's on and on. Alright, and then all the rest is going to be at low level. So let's go ahead and have a look at the arrival that we're going to fly. We've already been advised that it will be the ILS approach from 16 right, so let's find that one. So ILS 16 right, let's go ahead and pin... oh man, that's some pretty bad shaking here. So, manifold pressure is reaching 24. Let's go ahead and slightly reduce our throttles here so that we have a nice 22 setting, like that. Okay, so that's looking good for the time being. And let's go ahead and check our arrivals. So, ILS approach runway 16 right. Frequency is 110.75. That's going active in nav1. Let's see if we can actually receive a DME for that. Yes, we can. So, final approach course 164. Like that, minimum 615. We don't have a marker to set that. We'll have to live with that. Altimeter, let's quickly check what we've currently got. So, Seattle Airport, let's reload that weather, 3020, and that's set. And looking good. Alright, MSA 6400 in the east, 3400 in the northwest, and we're currently pretty much flying into that very sector. And then it's going to be radar vectors, missed approach heading 195 to join radial 210 outbound Seattle VOR. And Seattle, that's 16.8 is pre-selected. So time to fly the level off here, reaching 5,000. And alt hold. Beautiful. Okay, Seattle Airport is right over there and is already in sight. Well then, let's go for the approach briefing. This is going to be an ILS approach runway 16 right. Radar vectored and then eventually... well, eventually just onto the standard ILS. 3 degrees starting out of 1900 and down to the minimum of 615. The go around if required. Climb to 900, then climb on heading 195 outbound Seattle VOR radial 210 until 3 DME outbound at or below 2000. Then climb to 5000 until 15 DME and hold. Continue climb and hold to 5000. We're already on the local pressure over here. Standard stuff really. Not much to say. We can pre-select the radial 210 down here though, because Seattle VOR is active in the nav2. Alright, wonderful. Then let's go ahead and activate vectors to final in our FMS. And here we are. That's it.
Skywest 4127, contact Seattle Tower on 119.
Beautiful, so that's our approach briefing pretty much complete.
119.9 for Skywest 4127.
Lovely view on Seattle here. That's Boeing Field over there. Downtown over here. The Space Needle should be somewhere here. And then obviously Seattle Tacoma International Airport over there. I'm liking it.
Departure United 1298, 2000 for 4000. United 1298.
So let's reduce the manifold pressure slightly. I'm not really sure where I picked that up, but I just don't like if my manifold pressure is higher than the RPMs, like 24, 22. Sounds wrong. Always am a little bit afraid of overboosting the engine.
Alaska 1305, contact Seattle Tower on 119.9er.
Okay.
Compassion 3103, turn right, heading 355.
Right, 355, Compassion 3103. Alright, and that's what we're doing. Oh, the 5-degree turn to the right. Not sure if that was really worth it, but we'll just pretend it was. Now, why is my frame rate dropping so badly? That's a good question. I suppose I don't really want to know, do I? Well, it's eventually gonna get better again. And why are there 3 large container ships that have rammed into the shoreline? They should probably be reporting that.
Compassion 3103, 5 miles from Buckney. Turn right, heading 085, descend and maintain 3200 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 16 right approach.
Compassion 3103, turn right, heading 085, descend 3200 until established, cleared ILS 16 right.
Alaska 1011, contact Seattle Tower on 119.9er.
So 99 is pre-selected, and then let's go autopilot off, start the descent here. Good thing that we get going before these showers are coming in over there. So a nice 1000 feet a minute radar descent here. Heading 085 leads us into a nice downwind. Alright, that is looking good. And the frame rate is looking good again as well. I like it. So, we're on V-lock over here. We are right on the glide slope. The localizer should be coming any moment as well. Let's turn ourselves onto a nice intercept heading here. Something like that. 130-ish. I'm keeping the speed up high. So, localizer alive. I'm keeping the speed up high so that we fit nicer into the airliner traffic. You can see one is coming there behind us already.
Horizon Air 2078, radar contact, climb and maintain.
So going slightly through the localizer, that's fine. We'll establish ourselves here in a moment.
Seattle Tower on 119.9er.
119.9er, compassion 3103.
Compassion 3103, contact.
Yeah, the tower, I know that. Seattle Tower, compassion 3103, ILS 16 right.
Compassion 3103, Seattle Tower, continue approach.
Continue approach, compassion 3103. Alright, let's make some noise.
Tower, winds 170 at 11. Runway 16 right, cleared to land.
Runway 16 right, cleared to land. Compassion 3103. Okay, approach mode is on, so that we get some flight director guidance here. I turned the props up so that we actually start slowing down here.
Cross 34 right, Horizon Air 2288.
And then once we're at 6 miles, I'm just gonna go idle for a few moments so that we actually get our airplane to start decelerating. For now, we're losing speed gradually. Turning up the props is just really increasing the drag over here, but obviously we do want to get stabilized by 500. That's the gear warning, that's expected because I went all idle on the props. Just need to lose a little bit of speed here. So what's the speed limit here? Max gear down 156, and is there nothing for the flaps over here? No? Okay. Well, not gonna matter too much.
Seattle Tower, Alaska 1137, established.
Here we go. So, flaps 20, gear down.
Alaska 1137, roger.
So, flaps 20, here we go. Then, let's bring the power back up as well. And flaps full. Not that we really need it, but I do like it. Here we go, flaps full. Now's the time where a second pilot would be really useful. But like that, I suppose we just gotta help ourselves. So, to complete the approach checklist, that's flaps down, gear lights checked on. Right, hydraulic pressure is checked and airspeed is set as well. Approach checklist complete. So for the landing we just got flaps full down, reduced power. So easy going. Oh, what are you doing? You stay right up here, please.
WestJet 1553, contact departure. Departure for WestJet 1553, good day.
500.
Tracked. So you can see the speed is a little bit varying here, quite some turbulence, so I think it's quite good that I'm flying a little bit faster here. Normally you should be approaching some slower, but the runway is more than long enough. Gotta keep it rolling to the exit anyway, so might as well help it this way. Alright, minimum, continue. Ooh, but now the wind is turning quite cross. Let's not scare the puppies. Yeah, I think that was okay. And then we can literally just let it roll.
Compassion 3103, welcome to Seattle. Contact ground on 121.7.
121.7, Compassion 3103. Seattle ground, Compassion 3103. Request taxi to the parking. I actually got no idea where they're gonna park us because there are some cargo stands here, but on a passenger gate? There are no general aviation gates in Seattle. Well, at least not at this Seattle airport.
3103, taxi to Terminal A, Gate 13A via Juliet, Tango, Quebec. Hold short of runway 34 center, then Quebec. Hold short of runway 34 right, then Bravo, Whiskey. Have a great day.
Compassion 3103, taxi to taxi to 13 Alpha via Juliet, Tango, Quebec. Hold short, runway 36 center. So, Juliet, Tango, and Quebec at the very end. Yes, it is. Okay, so all the way to the right, and then hold short at the end. And 13 Alpha, are they putting us on a wide body gate? Now, that is going to look interesting. I'm not going to decline, because as mentioned, there are no actual general aviation gates here. Alright, so taxi routing is understood, then let's go for the after landing checklist. So, props, full forward, flaps, coming up. Alright, flaps up, boost pumps off. And trim tabs, neutral, cabin heater off, checklist complete. Well, there is a general aviation stand. Compassion 3103, can we park on the general aviation apron to our right? Signature flight support, yeah, that is general aviation. Why are the JEPI charts not telling me that?
Compassion 3103, taxi approved to the general aviation apron to your right.
Thank you. To the general aviation apron on the right, approved Compassion 3103. Okay, perfect. Then we're just gonna park over here. That's gonna make our life a lot easier. I did not see this one on the chart.
SkyWest and Brave 75 on your right.
Give way to the SkyWest and Brave
All right.
5, Delta 2830.
So parking brake is set and a couple of lights going off as well. And then we can do the shutdown checklist, please. So parking brake set, engines basically on idle cooldown here, radios and lights are going off. Okay, then mixture. Idle cutoff. Engines are stopping. Here we go. Magnetos off. Fuel selectors off. 1 and 2. Alright, alternators off, battery off, and that's the shutdown checklist complete. So, let's open that one. And with this, welcome to Seattle. Now, I just want to quickly have a look at that chart, because I could... Yeah, it says transient parking over here. Didn't really say general aviation parking, but that's fine with me. In any case, we've made it to our destination. So thank you very much for flying along, everyone. I do hope you enjoyed this one. Welcome to Seattle. Now let's get those puppies to their new shelters. In the meantime, we're going to be parking our airplane over here until we're getting the next mission. So thank you very much for watching. As always, like, comment and subscribe. Let me know how you like the idea of what Si.AI Intentions is doing over here. And then I'm really looking forward to see you guys again on the next one. In the meantime, as always, like, comment and subscribe. And if you really love what Si.AI Intentions is doing over here, why not consider a small donation directly to ACA for the work that they are doing, supporting the good cause in aviation. Thank you very much, and I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.